Episode 371. Today we're talking about some standouts in yesterday's matchup between Carolina and Anaheim. And Carolina's off to a hot start. Seth Jarvis is off to a hot start. He had 3 points in the game, 2 goals, 7 shots on goal. He's just on fire. And outside of that, they had a lot of guys who were really noticeable throughout their lineup. And Jackson Blake's been noticeable. Logan Stankoven's been noticeable. Keandre Miller is filling in for Jacob Slavin on that top pair, playing a lot of big minutes for them right now, and he's been very, very noticeable and just a seamless fit inside that system. Alexander Nikishin has been excellent so far, playing more of a second, third pair type role. And just a guy who's reliable in all situations and can play up and down your lineup. And of course, Sebastian Aho is Sebastian Aho. The unique thing is that Carolina's won all 4 games so far, and they've done that. And Andrei Svechnikov, I believe, still has 0 points, and same with Nikolai Ehlers so far. So you're getting contributions from a lot of it's Jarvis, a lot of it's Gostisbehere, a lot of it in between is sometimes Keandre Miller. Sebastian Aho has obviously been excellent, and so has the rest of their depth. So the depth scoring's been a major attribute as to why Carolina's won so much so far and why they've been able to sustain it so well. And they've just done a really good job being able to pressure guys offensively and being able to forecheck with pace and tenacity, and then being able to be all over the body is really important to their style of play, and they do it pretty well there. So yeah, they're doing a great job so far managing the tempo, managing the rush, and being able to control situations offensively, and they're doing a great job there. And then as for Anaheim, I think one of the most exciting teams to watch in hockey right now. And I understand they're 2-2-0 right now, but the record says not much about how they played because they've been an exciting team to watch offensively. Leo Carlson has another pep in his step this year. Looks faster, looks quicker, has more foot speed. And then you're talking about guys who are excellent contributors with him on that line at 5-on-5. Alex Killorn's a guy who can play the walls very effectively. Chris Kreider's a guy who can score but also make plays and find guys in soft spots. And those two veterans really work nicely with Carlson on that top line. And then it's gonna be interesting when Ryan Strome comes back too, where he's gonna fit in this lineup because they have a lot of guys inside their top nine who are producing right now. Speaking of which, back at Seneca, who's been elite and has been very effective so far as a rookie, I would say, and I don't know if this is too early to say because it's only been 3 or 4 games, but maybe a dark horse for the Calder. He's up there right now. He's one of the, I believe, top five in point scoring among rookies right now. So he's been effective. He's been dynamic. I mean, offensively, transition play, speed, tempo, rust decision making, and just being able to enter the ozone with a little bit more speed. He's a little slight in his frame. I think the big thing over time with him is trying to fill out and then just being able to have more lower body extension so he can have more power within his stride. I mean, for example, you look at a guy like Cutter Gauthier, obviously an elite skater, but he has that power and drive within his legs to be able to extend the fully, like fully straight back. And Beckett, it's kind of the same situation where, I mean, he has the extension. He can use his mechanics in his lower body when it comes to skating, but you're trying to evaluate more so as because he has the makeup of becoming an elite power forward in the game. I honestly think a large part of it and a large effectiveness could come out of his skating and extending his lower body, like maneuvering that stride extension a little bit more and just being able to extend out and flare out with his hips and his feet. I think that'll help him just be able to have that jump and be able to have a little bit more pep in his step too. Like I reference Cutter Gauthier because Cutter Gauthier he plays like he's 6'5", but he's 6'2", and because he has a lot of lower body and core strength, so that adds up pretty quick. Beckett looks more like just a nimble forward right now, like a small, nimble-ish style forward. Like he's not small by any means. He's still what 6'2", 6'3", somewhere around there, but he's just slight in his frame right now. I think adding those mechanics in his lower body and will just really help him with his speed, with his forechecking, with his rush play, and being able to link his feet with his hands. So he's an intriguing asset. Chris Kreider's just been electric to watch offensively and in transition, and same with Cutter Gauthier. Like two guys who have just been electric and real play drivers up the wing so far, which is really good to see out of those guys. Outside of that, I thought Jackson Lacombe was excellent. He didn't get on the score sheet, but He quarterbacks their first power play. He's their top pairing defenseman. He's paired with Radko Gudas. And I don't know if Joe Quinville would reference this, but to me, maybe he sees some similarities between Lacombe and Duncan Keith when he came into the league. I don't know how similar, but I mean, you could argue similar situations. Just in a young up and coming team, they have a legit top pairing defenseman who's locked up long term. But Lacombe's an interesting player. Like, there's good stutter steps within his feet. I think that's the most intriguing thing I've seen him improve at this year so far. He's stutter stepping guys, and he's actually able to use that as deception. So he's able to do it on breakouts. He can do it to escape pressure. If there, for example, say there's like a line change coming off the near side bench, and Anaheim's D is retreating back to try and get a regroup and a reload going through the neutral zone, and the D hold onto the puck. Lacomb's going to use his feet a little bit more to try and shake guys loose and shake the F1 a little loose. So, I mean, there's situations where he's done that quite effectively so far, and he's been able to use it as an asset of his, and he's done a great job of that. It's been exciting to watch. I really enjoy watching him in small areas. Just how he escapes pressure is something that's really unique, especially for a guy who wasn't highly touted. Like he was he wasn't even a defenseman until his Shattuck prep year, playing U18. The Just a smooth transition for him, and it's been seamless ever since he was drafted. He's continued to grow as a defenseman, was an elite contributor in college hockey, and has just continued to grow at the pro level too. And has needed minimal time in the AHL. It brought a translatable style of game at both ends of the rink. So he's fun to watch. I'm fascinated by his game. I honestly, and you look at the analytics back up what the eye is showing too. Like in zone defensively, in zone offensively. Maybe the numbers aren't quite as there yet. Or the thing is, you get some of these guys based on analytics, they just drive play so much off the rush, but then they have bad underlying numbers just because they're creating so much off the rush and not much elsewhere. I think Lacombe, when you watch him, not exactly a high tempo rush player, but you can see the all three zones play and why he's so good and why he's so elite in terms of the underlying numbers too. Like he's good on the exits, he's good on entries, he's good through the neutral zone, maneuvering pressure. He's good at being able to move pucks with pace, keep him flat on the ice. His pass accuracy is there. So a lot of situations line up with him. He's an exciting player, and he's gonna be a long-term superstar for Anaheim, just when the way he's trending and the way he's performing. And I mean, we saw it in years past where it was like Oliver Ekman-Larsson was a young up-and-coming analytical darling, top pairing defenseman in the league. I hope that's not the case with Lacombe long term. Based on the way he's trending, though, it looks like we're going to see him a more positive correlation long term, which is really good to see and very exciting to see out of his game. He's a fun player to watch and a very exciting defenseman to watch too.